Okay. I I think all right, I'm just gonna check on I'm gonna check the stream to see if you guys heard literally any of what I just said. If not, I'll run through it again. Um let me see. I'm just gonna check. Okay, yeah, you guys heard nothing. Okay. Well, uh let me see. Let me edit the description of this. I'm gonna edit the description of the live so that you guys, so that anyone watching can know. Um, okay. So basically, what I was gonna say is what I said is that we're gonna be working on the biology section again. We watched the videos yesterday, so hopefully today is a lot easier. We're basically just gonna start the reviews. Last night when I did the reviews, there were uh there were a couple cards that I had done yesterday that were still difficult for me, so we ended up having to reset those. Um, you'll see them. You'll see them today. You'll see which cards it was today. Um, they're like obviously I didn't go live last night, so I just did the reviews and that was it. Uh, honestly, it took a while, and I'm really hoping that the biology cards today are easy because we watched that video yesterday. Um, yeah. All right. Let's let's just get started. Okay. What happens if I do this? Oh, I can't even do that. Is there? I kind of want to see if there's a way to add the if there's a way to add the chat to my screen, like so I can just see it. Um, all right. I guess I'll do that next time. I'll just check. I'll check back every once in a while. Um, okay. So audition. Yo, this in Pomodoro, bro. This is always every single day. Spindles. Provide nutrients to the inside of the eye and or the back of the eye and maintain the shape. by providing pressure. Well, I'm giving myself that. I don't really care. Gestalt principles. It means that it's weakly bound. Cysteine. It's a name used to refer to a disulfide bond within a molecule, or not. Maybe not molecule. Maybe peptide within a peptide. Um, I'm trying to see if there's any way that I can rationalize this. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna say that that's a peptide because that picture is quite literally showing a peptide. So I'm gonna say peptide. The pupil's main function is to. I got this wrong, I think, yesterday. The pupil's main function is to contract and dilate to modulate the amount of light entering the eye. What? I think I could have sworn I did that one last night, but whatever. Maybe it was a different question. That was like similar. After an enzyme is denatured due to heat, is it possible to put it back down? Sometimes. Um, Continuity. Literal meaning is the manifest. What is a hydrolase? Hydrolase. It catalyzes the breakdown of one molecule into two with the addition of water. Um, what is a lyase? It breaks down one molecule into two without the addition of water. So it's the sequence of amino acids. It's a peptide bond. Uncompetitive inhibition means that it's going to decrease Km and it's going to decrease the Vmax, but it binds uh, it binds only to the enzyme substrate complex. Um, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Ooh, I I'm not sure if I don't want to give myself that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Y-intercept gives you 1/V max. It decreases the activation energy. It increases reaction rate. Very specific, very sensitive. Uh, it's not consumed, and it doesn't alter the equilibrium constant or the delta G. Where are metalloids between metals and nonmetals? The symbol for strength of a signal. Um, D prime. When all center bipolar cells are turned on, bottom up processing is driven by data. What is an exergonic reaction? It's a reaction with a negative delta G that releases energy. Proline is, I think that's literally it. Is the outer part of the ear the pinna? Bottom up, low key today. I genuinely would have skipped to psych soc, my home sweet home. Bottom-up processing begins with the stimulus. Is a substance that simulates the sense of taste. Tasting. Slow recovery time. Decreases both. It goes both up in the Y and like left in the X. What is an allosteric site? It's a site besides the active site. So it's not where the substrate binds, but it's a site that can work to affect the affinity of that enzyme for its substrate. What is a substrate? It's the molecule upon which a an enzyme acts. What is irreversible inhibition? It means that it's covalently bound, so it's permanent. It has a permanent inhibition. What is an enzyme? A biological catalyst. It has good temporal resolution, bad spatial. Dehydration. The average distance between the nuclei and the bond. Foliate are on the sides. Feature detection. Um, it means that a molecule generated in along a pathway can go back and regulate one of the steps that led up to it. What is the molecular geometry? That's bent. The tip of a hair cell is called the kinocilium. The neurotransformation of multiple neural signals into perception. Um, um, is a neurotransformation of multiple uh transduction, bro. Yo, I need transduction to show back up so I can remember what that card looks like. What is a cooperative enzyme? It's an enzyme with an enzyme where binding to one of the active sites affects the affinity of ligand within the enzyme as a whole, like within other active sites of that same enzyme. Phenylalanine is just gonna be like like two bonds and then the ring. PHEF, it's polar. I mean, not polar. I didn't mean polar. I meant non-polar, bro. Is when the subject perceived a signal when there was none present. Um, yeah, false alarm. Proprioception. What special case must you remember when considering? If it has a full octet, it's gonna be a lot harder to remove an electron. Michaelis-Menten equation is gonna be V naught is equal to V max times concentration of S divided by concentration of S plus Km. What is a hollow enzyme? A hollow enzyme is an enzyme bound to its cofactor. Yo, that is like not intuitive at all. Like, why is it called the? Maybe maybe I should stop calling it a hollow enzyme because it's not hollow at all. Holo. I'm gonna call it a holo enzyme. Holo. That sounds so weird, bro. What is? What is the shape of a line Weaver Burke plot? The slope. Oh, the slope. Km over Vmax. Processing is the neural transformation of multiple neural signals into a um, perception. What is mixed inhibition? Um, it doesn't bind. It binds preferentially to either the free enzyme or the enzyme substrate complex. Um, Vmax is going to be Vmax is going to decrease for sure. Km is going to go unaffected. Um, I don't think I have anything else to say. Okay. Yep. What is the catalytic efficiency of an enzyme? Kcat is going to be. Oh no, catalytic efficiency is going to be Kcat divided by Km. Oof. What is saturation? Um, a second. It means that all the active sites were taken up. That's I'm like saying the same thing. So the rate doubles per 10-degree increase until it reaches its optimal temperature. At its optimal After its optimal temperature, it'll fall off because the enzyme is gonna denature. It's a protein that's spherical and round. Allosteric activator. Um, it basically is just gonna affect some other step of the pathway, causing to like increase the activity of the enzyme. Ligase is gonna help bind uh, two molecules together. Um, it's gonna catalyze addition or synthesis reactions between large molecules. Um, Most common case of that is what's it called? Nucleic acid synthesis. Perceives objects as being symmetrical and forming around the center point. Um, uh, Symmetry. But this is just one of those moments that I think I genuinely just space out sometimes, bro. What is uncompetitive inhibition? It means that it binds to the ES and it locks it in so products can't be released. Um, they both decrease. The KM and the Vmax, they both decrease. I'm gonna make myself do that again. This is gonna be rods. It's a map of our body and the brain. Sleep to alertness. From the right side is gonna hit the right nasal retina and the left temporal retina. When light hits a rod, on sensor and off sensor. What is KCAT? It is it's the rate constant for enzyme catalyzed reactions. Um, it's also known as the turnover number. Bottom up processing uses uh um it uses mm, oh my god. You guys could probably tell that I don't be putting lo-fi music when I'm studying alone. Let's see. Okay. That's like probably pretty loud. I'll like lower it down a little bit. Um I would say like max, is this like max volume or something? Like okay. I don't know if that's like too loud. I doubt it. What oh um what I'm using the let me see. Uh I'm using Captain Hook. The Captain Hook deck from Anki Hub. Okay, that's good. Um all right. Uh Bottom up processing uses uh I know it's between inductive and deductive. This is gonna be inductive, it's always correct. What's meant by ideal bond angle? It's the angle at which it's most stable, like the most stable configuration for a molecule. Ooh. I didn't say that part, but it's probably fine. Um, are you studying for it too? Okay. This one is transduction. K complexes suppress cortical arousal to keep you asleep and aid in encoding declarative slash explicit memories. What is an active site? That's a site where the enzyme takes a hold of the substrate and catalyzes the reaction. I changed the definition and I ended up giving theirs. Mind you, I haven't read this in like 3 days. The lens can change shape with the assistance of the suspensory ligaments. Oh, okay. Are you trying to plan out like which deck you want to use, or have you already like figured that out? Um, Neurotransformation processing. How do changes in pH affect enzyme kinetics? Uh, well, every enzyme has its corresponding pH. It's kind of a dumb card. Is when a subject gives a negative answer for no signal. Correct rejection. What is a zymogen? It's the inactive form of an enzyme. Um, okay, that makes sense. Um, well, I wish you luck. Uh, obviously. Uh, wait, why do you say that you chickened out? Yeah, but thank you for tuning in. I'm just basically I'm trying to record my journey. Hopefully I can do well, and I just have this kind of like documenting everything so people can kind of see what I do, and like that way there's something, there's like a resource that other people can follow. Um, and they can have like pretty much everything available, because I feel like there's not that doesn't really exist online. So I'm just trying to see if I can provide that for people. um Two common covalent, there's going to be phosphorylation and dephosphorylation, as well as glycosylation. What is a cofactor or coenzyme? um It's going to be a molecule, a non-protein molecule that binds and makes it possible to for a protein to perform its function. Uh, this is going to be this is fungiform. Non-competitive inhibition. This one is going to bind equally to both the enzyme substrate complex as well as the enzyme, the free enzyme. So it's going to bind to the allosteric site. It is possible to reverse the inhibition uh, by providing more enzyme. The effects on Km and Vmax, uh, it's going to, um, I think. So the Vmax is going to decrease because Vmax depends on the enzyme concentration. Km, I think is going to stay the same. Yeah. Um, Lack of self confidence. I feel like that's genuinely like a mutual feeling from everyone in the field. Like I've like in my program that I'm a part of, they talk about imposter syndrome a lot as a pre med, so that's definitely relatable. Um, which made me fear working in medicine. With insurance companies. Yeah, I can see that too. I can read a long distance. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, but that first reason is honestly, all these reasons are valid. Um, I understand. Well, I guess that makes sense. That's why you're reconsidering it now. But generally speaking, coenzymes are organic molecules. It binds to it, like molecules, substrates bind to their enzymes, and then they basically accommodate themselves so that they fit. What is feed forward regulation? It means that a molecule that's made in an earlier step along one pathway, like up regulates the activity of an enzyme that's further ahead in that same pathway. Yeah, same thing. I think I should genuinely put this for like 1.2 months. Like I genuinely I I don't even need that card. The It's gonna cause the tympanic membrane. Oh my god. No way. I I should have just all I had to do was read the question. Um the ciliary body. Um yeah, it's true. It's true that there is the grades to measure yourself by, but like the problem is that people it's also hard at the same time because there's like the people that are at the top are like the top of the top. Like being a pre-med, I feel like there's a lot of it's kind of like a toxic culture at the same time because everyone's aiming for the A or the A plus to a point that that's all you hear about. People aren't gonna like talking even about a B in a class is like damn, you got a B, like that sucks. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry about that. So general characteristics of non-metal. They're brittle. They're non-lustrous. They and they're bad conductors of heat and electricity. Oh, they can also be gases. I did forget about that. Um, I'm gonna edit the question because um, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna give myself again. What is an isomerase? An isomerase catalyzes the rearrangement of bonds. Um, the rearrangement of bonds within a molecule. It also catalyzes reactions between stereoisomers and constitutional isomers. It bends light, so it goes to the back of the eyeball. The lens. Arginine is like this. Um, it's gonna be arginine. Oh, I actually haven't drawn arginine in a while. This one, this one might give me a little trouble. Um, I'm really hoping. Okay, it's also ARGR and it's basic. This is also the molecule that gets the charge. Nice. Um, I've become competent. I'm so passionate about it. It's hard to get used to. But Suited to it. The ones that are just crazy productive. So, well, okay, so like when you say hard work is almost always enough, like I don't know. I feel like obviously there is the individual aspect to consider. Like everyone obviously learns at a different rate. Um, because I feel like there are some people that I've heard from that would probably disagree with that statement, but I don't think what's it called? Like they just don't feel like their hard work pays off sometimes. Like they work and work and work, and especially for the MCAT where this exam is so long that it feels like you can work on it for months and you just don't end up getting the results that you're looking for. So even though someone might pass, they might not be able to reach their goal, or like everyone has a different perception of hard work. So when you perform what you feel like was hard work and then you don't reach the goal, then it's like, how much harder can I work? Or I wish you start to wish that you knew how much harder you needed to work for the hard work to be enough to reach. Does that, I don't know if that makes sense. The area behind the iris to the back of the lens, the posterior chamber. What is uncompetitive inhibition? Uh, it's um, when you bind. These are inhibitors that bind specifically to the enzyme substrate complex, locking it in and preventing the release of products. It causes a decrease in both Km and Km and Vmax. Ooh, this is just the card I wanted. 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second. I love cards like that. 28 days. Damn, I need to wait 28 days to get a card like that again. What is meant by the term enzyme specificity? It means that the enzyme catalyzes either one reaction or a single class of reactions. Magnetic quantum number tells you the the orientation of the spatial orientation of the subshell. What are the 6 classes of enzymes? Um, we have I said that the mnemonics weren't gonna work, but they obviously it low key is, because I'm remembering the mnemonic like a little hot, Lilhot. We have lyases, isomerases, ligases, hydrolases, oxidoreductases, and transferases. Um, that's true. Yeah. What is a transferase? A transferase is going to uh a transferase is it's going to catalyze the movement of functional groups from one molecule to another. Oh damn, I got a little scared. I thought it was going to say I needed to use ATP. What is an allosteric inhibitor? It binds at the allosteric site in order to reduce the activity of the enzyme. Uh, the ciliary body, group 2. The external auditory meatus, aka the the ear canal. I think that's what it's. Damn, did I say? I don't know if I said ear canal or auditory canal. Um, I think I might just give myself that. Um, what is Hill's coefficient? It's a coefficient used to represent the cooperativity of an enzyme. Um, so if it's greater than one, then ligand binding to that's ligand binding to the enzyme increases the affinity at other sites. If it's equal to one, then it doesn't affect the affinity for other sites. And if it's less than one, then it decreases the affinity. This is optic discs. Histidine. Okay, it's giving me all the difficult amino acids today. I think that's wrong. I think it's already wrong. Uh, I think it might be like this. And then we have an N right here, an N right here, and like this, right? And it's HIS, and the one letter abbreviation, I think it's H. This is gonna be basic. I think the charge is gonna go here. Damn, I put it on the wrong side. Ugh. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The pre-med at my college, they were very like resistant to dropping out. Even though my bio class was one of the weed out classes, uh, it like I feel like they were very resistant to dropping out, even though the exams were insanely difficult. So, um, um, right of coming, yeah. I could see that. I think obviously like we are we are far we are very far advanced in technology, and that probably will only get further with the development of AI. Every CS person that I've ever spoken to has basically said that AI is not good enough, and it's not fast enough. It doesn't have enough power to surpass like any human, and it's actually quite dumb. And maybe that is true right now. I don't know if I'm gonna agree with that completely. Um, I genuinely don't know. I feel like we're in a time that's very uncertain when it comes to that, and I don't know. I hope that it makes things easier, and it makes it easier for people to learn, and for like these like people that worked the hardest and all got B's. Like I hope it can help to fix that. I don't know. I think it can help with learning at a bare minimum. I think there's a lot to learn from. Uh, yeah, that's true. They did just have it. Um, yeah, the amount that you gave and the amount you got back. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Um, I think the thing that I hate the most is that when you have um, like the only place where that variable kind of disappears, like the difference between a B and an A student, the only place where the variable disappears is within the same school. Across different schools, because of the variability with it, but like between professors, it made it difficult to distinguish between a B and an A student. And even in a situation where a B and an A student could know the same piece of knowledge at different schools, they're going to get different grades. And that might be the difference between a B and an A student between different schools. And honestly, even within the same school, like it matters which professor. So there's always going to be that hierarchy of who got the luckiest. Um, they just change a lot around that. Yeah. Oh yeah. The work by. Yeah, I can see that. Um, I think it makes it really easy to get into like the YouTube, and um you see people making like videos on like having AI make me this app. And like it's kind of like really good. Like it's a pretty good replica of the thing. And like I saw the other day there was like Quad Fable. They used like one prompt to code Minecraft. And Minecraft is probably pretty simple, but there's no way on earth that a normal person, like a normal everyday person, could code Minecraft for themselves. And like I think that makes it unique because, for example, before I had used like I have the Pomodoro plugin, like I have it right here. uh I can't I was trying to make it so if I finished a certain amount of cards, and that amount of cards I could set it up. um I was trying to make it so if I did 150 cards, it would end the 25 minutes and give me a break. So it I would end up getting rewarded for working faster. So I was because of the fact that I had Claude, I was able to just basically edit the plugin, and Claude told me everything that I needed to do. So I think it's cool, and it allows a lot of like functionalities that otherwise wouldn't have been possible by like a normal person, like without asking someone else to do it for you. But at the same time, I can see how that would make it hard for other people to get those. Like it means that people that are doing like CS, they don't get those. They might not get as easy of jobs anymore. So I can also see it from that perspective. It's gonna cause the eardrums vibrations will cause um eardrums vibrations will cause the ossicles. Non-metals are brittle, non-lustrous. They can also be gases. They're poor conductors of heat and electricity. A pi and a sigma bond. Um, the pi bond is perpendicular to the sigma bond. A non-competitive inhibitor is going to it's going to bind the ES and the E, binding one preferentially. Vmax always decreases. Km can increase or decrease. Um, as for the Lineweaver-Burke plot, it depends on whether the Km increases or decreases. Wait a minute. I might be confusing it with mixed. Uh, Non-competitive actually binds equally, so Km isn't affected. Cam isn't affected, but Vmax is going to decrease. And if it decreases, then that means if the normal line is going like this, then the line for the inhibitor should go like that, I think, right? Please. Thank you. Um, why do you say that? What is a Lineweaver-Burke plot? It's a Michaelis-Menten equation, modified Michaelis-Menten equation. It's a double reciprocal graph. And let me lower the volume for myself on the lo-fi because it's still loud for me. Um, what is a Lineweaver-Burke plot? It's a double reciprocal graph, and it's used because it represents enzyme kinematics in the form of a straight line. Dreams are unconscious thoughts and desires that need to be interpreted. What are serine structure? Serine. This is like the R group. It's just this and then OH. What is competitive inhibition? The inhibitor binds to the active site to compete for it. London dispersion force. To describe the position of an electron. Uh, at the apex of the cochlea are low frequency. Km is um, Km is oh, it's the concentration when half of the active sites are taken up and the velocity is half of Vmax. It's used as a proxy to compare the affinities of substrates for their enzyme or enzymes for their substrate. Uh, these are A beta fibers. Four types of this is competitive inhibition, non-competitive inhibition, uncompetitive inhibition, and mixed inhibition. Where are the noble gases on the periodic table? Noble gases are group 18. Daydreaming catalyzes oxidation reduction reactions. In the name is going to be dehydrogenase or reductase. Histidine. Okay. Boom, boom, uh, boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right. I clearly did that wrong. Boom, boom. And then we're just going to draw in the little house sideways. Okay. There's an N here and an N here. And then boom, boom. I was really sure that this is gonna be HISH. It's gonna be basic. I was really sure that the bond would be on that side for some reason, but it's not. Eardrums are gonna cause the ossicles to vibrate. Uh, just a 4 year degree. Then 340K is crazy. That sounds fire. Those two peers. I don't know. Yeah. Damn. 340K. That's like life changing money. Did the talented peer that you spoke about, did they drop out? Um yeah, I would imagine. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? The last message you sent. What do you mean? Like was he actually on the spectrum or oh, but you don't know for sure. Okay. Very quick to say that they're on the spectrum. Yeah, I think that's true. That's why I was asking. I was kind of scared if I'm being honest with you. Um some people use that word like very freely and like they'll say that about anything. So that's why I was asking. I don't want to be like offensive toward anyone. Um no, well, I guess even like around saying that about other people, like I just wouldn't I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that about anyone. But yeah, I think that's also true. I think people do say that about themselves. Like I'm just very like careful to say anything like that. All right. Anyways, let's see. Let's see how many. Yeah, but it's hard to dissociate from like the history of it and like how it's being used now. Like it shouldn't be. I don't want to like I know that it can be offensive to some people and I don't want to like enable enable that. So that's the reason why I'm just saying like I don't regardless of how it originated, like I don't want to enable that. Um I don't know. Let's try like 60 cards. That might be the best for today. I did. We looked at biology video yesterday. All right. Hopefully, 60 cards can be done in the next like hour. Yeah, it's just because like we're online. Like, there's no I don't know. Like it's very easy for someone to say it, like see something and be like, oh, like this is not like okay. Like so like even though like you might not be offended, someone else might be. Um, okay. So, what kinds of protein are usually found in the rough feed are? Uh, I don't know. Proteins destined for secretion and destined for integration into a membrane. Okay. I don't like the phrasing. I'm gonna change this. Uh, wow, so much better. No, I know that you're the only viewer, but I just don't want to. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Like, I don't want anyone to feel some type of way. Um, Proteins destined for secretion and destined for membrane integration. Bro, I thought I deleted that last part. Um, uh, okay. What kind of genetic information can viruses carry? Yo, you see what kind of these are actually like trash cards. Genetic information in viruses can be linear or circular. You see, because like, what kind of that's a terrible way to to formulate the question. Like, okay, I didn't really change a lot, but I don't want a card that says basically anything. What is viral lysis? Um, ooh, it's gonna talk about the lysogenic cycle and stuff. That sucks. I don't know. I don't know if I know that that well. What is viral lysis? That's it's just like when it like pops open and releases all its viral contents. Viral lysis is when a virus kills a whole cell, spills out its contents, including. I mean, I said that. It's a little. I feel like I might have made implications of something other than what I actually meant. Um, what forms can viruses carry genetic information in? Yeah, when once it comes back, I'll see how if I can phrase it any better. What kinds of proteins are usually found in the roughy R? So there's gonna be proteins destined for secretion or integration or like integration in the membrane. I can remember that. What kind of let me see what you said. No, yeah, I am doing hard. I have a I have my remote, so it's like I use a PlayStation 4 controller. So I'm clicking the button like that's attached to hard. So I pretty much always click hard. If I get it correctly, if I get it correct, I pretty much always click hard. Um besides on like the first exposure, I'll click on I'll click on the first exposure, I'll click again because I probably didn't know the information. And obviously, in order for me to be able to move it to the next day, if I've seen it enough times and I can get it fast enough, then I'll click on good so that it moves it to tomorrow. What kinds of, okay, let's see. Sorry, what did you say? What forms can viruses carry genetic information in? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so it can be linear, circular, DNA, RNA, double stranded, single stranded, like it'll be everything. I didn't even mean for that to be in order, but I don't know if you could tell. Wait, uh, in what forms can viruses carry? I mean, that's just like grammar. I guess that like that it works. It works. Honestly, I feel like it's fine. Like I'm probably gonna I think I can work from this. After seeing the answer, like it's hard to figure it out like the first time, but after seeing it now, I feel like I might be able to get it. Like off of this question alone, I feel like that's good enough. Um, what is viral lysis? Viral lysis is when the whole cell the whole cell is gonna spill its contents. Um, and spill its contents so the virus can go and infect everything else. I feel like it didn't explain the steps, right? Yeah, yeah, it just kills the whole cell. That's like, I think I got that. Um, oh, what I was gonna say is I don't know if you could tell. Sometimes my mouse, like maybe you haven't realized it yet, but sometimes you'll watch it just start moving like really slowly and like toward the top left corner, and it's because of my my stick drift. So yeah, there's me exposing myself. What is viral extrusion? I don't know. Ah, what forms can viruses carry genetic information in? Single-stranded, double-stranded, RNA, DNA, linear, circular, any. Okay. What is a stroma, and of which tissue type is it usually composed? The stroma is. This is not the functional. This is not the functional part of the functional part of the tissue. Uh, what is it? It's the support structure made of connective. Support structure of an organ upon which the parenchyma depends. I'm probably gonna ignore that last part. Maybe. Um, stroma is the support structure of an organ. Okay. What is the stationary phase? Um, okay, so we have the lag phase, the exponential phase. Stationary phase is when it reaches its its maximum population right before it starts to die out because it uses all its resources. Are you serious? I just finished. I was about to sneeze and I just lost it. What is the stationary phase? Uh, I feel like I know. I feel like I got that. It's when the virus exocytoses out of the cell instead of just like killing it. What is the shared structure of flagella and cilia? Um, Microtubules. Yeah, microtubules. Oh, I didn't know they wanted something that specific. 9+2 structure, which is nine doublets of microtubules surrounding a central doublet. Uh, um, what is a stroma, and of which tissue type is it usually composed? Uh, the stroma is a support structure on which the parenchyma usually depends. Um, it's made of connective tissue. Proteins destined for secretion and membrane integration. What is the restriction on bacterial conjugation? Um, I don't even know. The problem with this deck is that it doesn't organize it enough. But like I know that it has better results. Like I've spoken about this before. I know that it has better results than my other what's it called? Uh I know it has better results than maybe something like On King, technically, because that's basically what I learned in class. Like you're gonna learn better from short answer questions when compared to things like the fill in the blanks. But the thing is, the fill in the blanks save you so much time. Like it's so hard to like resist. Um, what is the restriction on bacterial conjugation? Oh, I don't know. Uh, but yeah, this is like completely out of order. So I can't even I don't even know what conjugation is. I think Yusuf Hassan might have gone over it yesterday, but I don't really remember. F plus bacteria can only conjugate to F minus bacteria, and F plus cannot conjugate with other F plus bacteria. It's the 9+2 structure with the central doublet. So it has like 9 microtubules around and two in the middle. Oh, 9 pairs. Sorry, 9 pairs of, of microtubules. Uh, I kind of forgot who what. What is the order of taxonomy from most general to most specific? Uh, I don't know. Ain't no way I need to know this. There's actually no way. There's no way in hell I need to know this. Domain. Why would they include a picture that has a what? Why would they include a picture that doesn't even have it? It doesn't even say what like the answer. They keep doing this. It's probably like the second time, which kind of says a lot considering that we're like 500 cards in. That's like a tenth of the deck. Oh no, Yusuf Hassan. Um, I can. He's one of the like MCAT YouTubers. He's pretty cool. Let me uh, let me see if I can put it in the chat. Uh, 1 second. We I watched him on stream yesterday. Um, Look, I'll send you his channel. Um, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So he basically does he does he does some like uh review videos on all the different like subjects, and he basically covers it in order of the Kaplan books. So it's pretty cool. He makes like his jokes and stuff here and then. He's funny. Dear King Philip came over from Great Spain. Dear King Philip came over from Great Spain. Okay, so I'm not gonna look at the screen. Domain, king, kingdom, phylum. Uh, is it what is C like? What? Oh damn, class. Okay, let's continue from class. I kind of saw order. Uh, I don't know G either. Oh, from Great Spain. Family, genus, species. Okay. It honestly might be easier for me to remember it without the mnemonic. Oh my god. Dear King Philip came over from Great Spain. I'll literally need to write this out. Now, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Watch. Next time I get this. What is viral lysis? The virus kills the host cell and literally like explodes out of the cell to go spread into other host cells. It better go more in depth on viral lysis instead of just showing me this picture. What is the restriction on bacterial conjugation? So F plus can only act on F minus, and F minus cannot act on F plus. Oh, I'm just making up rules at this point. Nine, it's the 9+2 structure. There are nine doublets on the exterior, 9 doublets of microtubules on the exterior, and then two central microtubules. Okay. So, um, let's see. How long have we been going? An hour 30. Okay. What is the stationary phase? It's when the bacteria pretty much have grown their population to a degree that their resources stop being enough. And so they've pretty much exhausted their resources. And now their population has flattened out. And this is right before the death phase when they run out of resources completely. What is viral extrusion? It's when the viruses exocytose from the cell rather than just killing it. It's a support structure for the upon which the parenchyma depends. It's composed of connective tissue. Proteins destined for secretion and integration. Uh, okay, so dear King Philip came from Great Spain. Domain, kingdom, phylum, see class, family, genus, species. Oh my God, came over. Down this one. Um, what is the restriction on uh what is the restriction on bacterial conjugation? On bacterial conjugation. So F plus bacteria can only interact with F minus. F plus cannot interact with other F plus. Conjugate, whatever that means. What forms can viruses carry genetic information in? Um, Double-stranded, single-stranded, linear, circular, DNA, RNA. It's the support structure of an organ upon which parenchyma depends. It's made of connective tissue. Okay, so domain, kingdom, phylus, class, order, family, uh, genus, species. What is the nucleus? The control center. I need to edit the question for that one because see. What is the restriction on bacterial conjugation? Um, um, F plus can conjugate only with F minus, not other F plus. If I remember correctly, F plus is kind of like a disease, like bacteria infecting other bacteria. It's like friendly fire. Like if you're an F plus bacteria and you meet a F minus bacteria, you're like, hey, you want to be F plus? They're like, yeah, sure. You dot them up, and then there's like, it's like, okay, you're F plus now too. So you just go around and spread the disease too. And the disease is in reality just like reproduction. What is viral lysis? Like I think once you become F plus, you get like the sex pilots. Um, what is viral lysis? It's when the host cell, the virus cell kills the host cell. Um, by lysis, obviously. And it like spills all its content to go out and infect other cells. What is a nucleus? The nucleus is the control center of the cell, which is surrounded by a double membrane and houses all the genetic info. Um, for okay, hold up. I'm not even gonna. I don't even want to include that last part. It's kind of like I'll get there when I get there, but it's fine. I guess I'll leave it. I'll leave it alone. What kinds of proteins are usually found in the rough ER? Um, Proteins destined for secretion and integration into the membrane. What is the nucleolus? That's the part of the nucleus that's even further in. Like the nucleolus is, I'm gonna say the area. Nah, I don't even know, bro. Structure of nucleus that synthesizes ribosomal DNA. What is the mitochondrial matrix? It is like the matrix is the inside of both membranes of the mitochondria. Yeah, I know that. What is the Lytic cycle? Okay, so is every question just gonna ask me about only the stuff that Yusuf Khan didn't show us, or that he wasn't so sure about? Is that what we're gonna do? The bacteriophage uses host cell machinery to produce new viruses. They accumulate, destroy the cell, and then spread to new cells. Um, does not integrate into the host genome. I need to make these questions like abundantly clear. There shall be no confusion. What is the nucleus? Um, um, the nucleus is the control center of the cell, surrounded by a double membrane, and houses the genetic information and machinery to transcribe DNA into RNA. What is a shared structure? The 9+2 structure with nine outer doublets of microtubules and two central microtubules. What is a nucleolus? It is the structure in the nucleus that produces rRNA. What is virus choosing? It's when the virus exocytoses out of the cell instead of killing it. That's when the bacteria are running out of resources, and so their population flattens out. Um, oh my god, this is actually gonna take me forever, forever. Okay, it is only 10 though. I guess we have honestly gone a lot longer. But this is looking like it's gonna be another long stream. What is a lytic cycle? Explain it. So yeah, so the host cell is going to um It runs out of resources and the population starts to flatten out. It is the support structure of an organ upon which the parenchyma depends. It's composed of connective tissue. Uh, Domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. What is the lysogenic cycle? Yo, let me look at the cards. Let me look at the card in this deck. Because there's no way that, there's actually no way that all of these cards are just going to be, okay. It stops shortly. They're going to stop talking about the lysogenic cycle soon. Because I don't think I can take this. Okay. Okay. We're going to get to a point soon where they're going to start explaining things. All the what is, all the definitions like that I've needed this whole time in these last couple of cards. Oh my god. These the upcoming cards, they're so much better. Oh my god. I'm just I this is about to speed up. It's about to speed up. We're not finishing at no 12. We're finishing, we'll be done in the next hour for sure, for sure. What is, well, done with the cards in the next hour. What is the lysogenic cycle? Lysogenic cycle, okay. It incorporates itself. Let's see. Let me look at this. So this is a lot. There's a lot of arrows here. Um, so clearly you can enter the lysogenic cycle at several stages. Um, you see, because I don't know what a prophage is, so I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't know what that means. Um, um, I don't know. I just feel like viruses are such interesting. They're such interesting creatures. Or I can't even say. I can't even call them a creature because it's like they're just like a pack of DNA, like or pack of proteins. Like they're just like DNA or RNA or whatever. Like, is it even real? Like, I don't know. Like it's not living. Lysogenic cycle. Bacteriophage incorporates itself into host genome. Um, That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know how they do that. Like what? What do you mean this living thing has this much control? A non-living thing has so much control over like complex creatures. Um, and how did that even evolve? Like how did that just spawn in? Lysogenic cycle. Bacteriophage incorporates itself into the host genome. Okay, all right. We've been on that card for like 3 years. What is the lytic cycle? Um, the lytic cycle. It's going to enter the cell. It's going to take over the whole cell's machinery, accumulate, assemble itself, and then destroy the cell. Destroy the cell so that it can go and spread to other cells. Does it integrate into the whole genome? No. What is the restriction on bacterial conjugation? We have F plus. F plus can spread to F minus, but F plus cannot. It can't not spread, but conjugate. It cannot conjugate into other F plus. I gave myself hard because it said with. Um, what is viral lysis? Um, so it's when the virus causes the host cell to lyse rather than like viral extrusion, so that it can go and spread to other cells. What is a nucleus? The nucleus is the control center of the cell, surrounded by a double membrane housing the genetic information and machinery to uh, genetic information and machinery to transcribe DNA into RNA. It's the structure in the nucleus that produces rRNA. What kinds of proteins are usually found in the rough ER? Um, um, you find proteins that are destined for secretion and proteins that are destined for membrane integration. In the lysogenic cycle, oh, I guess you could also think about it like the lytic cycle obviously is lysis, but lysogenic cycle, it does have that lyse in the beginning, so it might be confusing. But I feel like a good part to key into is like the genic part. That might be like a clue toward the fact that it's gonna integrate into the genome. So the virus is gonna integrate into the genome, and as the host cell replicates, the virus's DNA is gonna replicate too. And obviously, at any point in time, it can switch over into the lytic cycle and just like spread into other cells. What is a shared structure? The 9+2 structure, um, with 9 doublets of microtubules on the outside and then two central doublets of microtubules. What is the log phase? That's when due to the abundance of resources, the bacteria's population rapidly grows. Okay. What is the hook? Ooh, there's like, okay, the hook. What are these a part of? These are parts of like, what is it? The flagella and cilia. I feel like these cards deserve a picture. Let me get a picture. Hook, flagella. Bruh, I'm looking at the rest of the I'm looking at the other parts of the flagella and the cilia, and I think they literally put pictures in the other ones, but they just put in they didn't put it in this one. Whatever. What is the stationary phase? The stationary phase is when they're running out of resources, so their population growth is starting to fall off. What is the log phase? The bacteria have adapted to their environmental condition and they start to grow exponentially. What is the lag phase? They're still adapting to their environmental conditions. What is the Golgi apparatus? Um, the the Golgi apparatus is a membrane-bound sac that is in charge of protein modification. A series of stacked membrane-bound sacs inside of the cell that modify, sort, and package proteins and lipids for transport. That's a long definition. A series of stacked. Um. Okay, so stacked membrane-bound sacs. Stacked membrane-bound sacs. That's like a tongue twister. Inside of the cell that modify, sort, and package proteins and lipids for transport. What is the hook? The hook is what connects. It's like because it looks because since it looks something like this is gonna be like the hook, like it's like curving over into the. I think this is like the filament. This is obviously the basal body because basal like the skin. So this is gonna be the basal body. That's gonna be the hook. This like top part is gonna be like the filament. That's like a terrible drawing, but yeah, it just connects the filament to the basal body. What is the lytic cycle? The lytic cycle is um, the the virus kills the host cell by lysing it in order to spread to other cells. Oh, damn! This. I was thinking of my answer for the wrong question, but I mean it's still true. I just didn't explain the process. I'm looking at myself again. Well, so we have dear King Philip came over from Great Spain. Is there a text? Can I type text? I wish. Oh, never mind. I can. It says I can write text, but when I type, it doesn't do anything. Oh, okay. So we have DKPCOFGS. So we have domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Okay, this is like terribly offset from where I click it. Okay, okay. Hold up, quick. Let's test that out. Okay, so all right, cool. That should like speed things up a little bit. Um, yeah, so I got that. What is the Golgi apparatus? It's a series of stacked membrane bound sacs that package, modify, and transport proteins and lipids. Modify, sort, and package. Damn, got the words a little jumbled there. What is the lytic cycle? The lytic cycle. Lytic cycle is when the the virus enters a cell and then it takes over the host cell's machinery in order to assemble itself, replicate itself, and and basically destroy the cell um, in order to kill it and spread to new cells. It doesn't integrate into the host genome. What is the Golgi apparatus' function? Receive and modify materials. Um, uh, um, functions to modify, receive and modify materials. Serve to direct materials to certain locations. It's it's a series of stacked membrane-bound sacs to modify, package, or sort proteins and lipids for transport. What is the nucleus? The nucleus is the control center of the cell surrounded by a double membrane and housing the genetic information and machinery to transcribe DNA into RNA. It is the structure in the nucleus that uh, that structure in the nucleus that uh, structure in the nucleus that um that produces rRNA. I think I'm hitting my limits here. Um, what is the restriction on bacterial conjugation? Um, the F plus can only conjugate to F minus, but not to other F plus. What is the hook? It connects the basal body to the filament. In the lysogenic cycle, it's going to enter the cell, integrate into the genome, and then as the whole cell replicates, the bacteria is replicating too. It functions to modify and sort, to package, modify, and sort proteins and lipids. The modifications are going to serve to direct the vesicle um, to different places in the cell, like inside, outside, or to the ER of the cell. What is the lag phase? It's the period of time where the bacteria is still adapting to its environmental conditions. What is the function of the mitochondria's outer membrane? Um, I feel like I can explain why it has two membranes more than I can explain why it has the function of the outer one. It's like it kind of creates the outer membrane is basically going to serve to help create that like acidic environment. If you don't have the outer membrane, then you don't have the acidic environment that is utilized for the electron transport chain. Wouldn't this be the function of this? Doesn't I feel like this doesn't accurately describe the outer membrane. Hmm. Oh no, bro. I'm like struggling so bad. Like so bad to get through this. What is the function of the mitochondria's outer membrane? Hold up. I'm gonna try looking it up to see if this is accurate. Um, um, okay, what is the log phase? It's the phase where the bacteria have adapted to their environment and they start to grow exponentially. Golgi apparatus is this a series of stacked membrane-bound sacs that series of stacks membrane-bound sacs that uh, that package, modify, and sort proteins for transport, proteins and lipids. What is the lytic cycle? It's when it goes into a host cell. It takes over its machinery in order to replicate itself, assemble itself, and destroy the cell so that it can spread into other cells. No, obviously it doesn't integrate into the genome. What is the function of the mitochondria's outer membrane? It's a selective barrier between the cytosol and the inner environment of the mitochondria. What is the Golgi apparatus's function? Um, it's to receive, modify, package, um, sort proteins for transport. The modifications will direct the proteins in their appropriate vesicles to different locations. For example, it would be inside the cell, out of the cell, to the ER. What is the Golgi apparatus? Bro, can it give me some new cards? It keeps asking about this. What is the Golgi apparatus? Um, oh my god. Well, guys, this is like this is what I'm saying about this being like really, really. This is like yeah. We've now gone for probably something like an hour, in addition to our review time, and we've gone through less than 20 cards, bro. This is like once again, this is like actually breaking my heart. What is the Goji apparatus? What is the Goji apparatus? The Goji apparatus is oh my god, bro. It is the um it is a series of stacked membrane bound sacs that modify, sort, and package proteins and lipids for transport. What is the hook? It connects the basal body and the filament. What is the function of lysosomes? It's for the breakdown of different stuff. Um, what is the function of connective tissue? I can already tell. I'm just gonna go straight into the edit because I know I'm gonna need to add more questions to this. Um, okay, I'm actually gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it just like that. Support the body, provide a framework for epithelial cells to carry out their function, and secrete molecules for the extracellular matrix. Okay, okay. I'm gonna give everyone a moment right now um, to. I just need to get up. I need to get it, like stand up for a second. I've been sitting this whole time. I just need to stretch. Cause okay, all right. What is the endoplasmic reticulum? This is another membrane, more membrane bound sacs that are also going to modify the vesicles. Like, oh, series of interconnected membranes that are contiguous. No, yeah, I'm tired. Um, but like 60 cards has to be like a bare minimum. Like, like if I end, like me stopping is like, that's like tragic. Like I genuinely can't. Like I genuinely just have to push through it. And I could switch to an easier subject, but like I could switch to psych soc, but I'm gonna need to get to this at some point, and it's not like I'm gonna feel so much better when I'm done. Like so much better when I just finish, when I just go through it. But I just need to push through. Um what is the function of lysosomes? Um they digest material like the uh digest material like foreign material or unneeded organelles. Damaged or unneeded organelles. Okay. What is the function of connective tissue? Okay, there were three. So one for support of the organs. It also secretes materials necessary for the ECM, and there's one more that I don't remember. Support the body. Support the body, provide a framework for epithelial cells to carry out their function, and secrete molecules that make up the ECM. What is the Golgi apparatus's function? Um, it's a series of. Oh no. Okay, so that's the definition. So it serves to package, to receive, package, and modify different like proteins, and those modifications are going to set a destination for those proteins within the cell. Like, okay, its destination might be inside the cell, outside the cell, send it to the ER. It's It's a series of contiguous membranes of what is the function of lysosomes to digest material that is both foreign as well as damaged and unneeded organelles? What is the function of connective tissue? Um, damn, bro. Okay, we're gonna do something. This is gonna be our strategy. We're just gonna change this. We're gonna finish these cards right quick. What is the function of connective tissue? The function of connective tissue is gonna be the function of connective tissue is um, hold up. What is the function of connective tissue? Um, it supports the body. It functions to support the body to what is that second one? Provide a framework for epithelial cells to carry out their function. Provide a framework for epithelial cells to carry out their function. Um, Provide a framework for epithelial cells to carry out their function. Okay. It's a selective barrier between the cytosol and the inner environment of the mitochondria. This is a series of interconnected barriers, uh, interconnected barriers that are contiguous with the nuclear membrane. Interconnected membranes. Oops. The Golgi apparatus is a series of stacked membrane-bound sacs that modify, sort, and package proteins and lipids for transport. What is the function of connective tissue? It's going to support the body, provide a framework for epithelial cells to function, and it's also going to secrete various materials for what's it called? Uh, what's it called? Um, for the ECM, support various materials for the production of the ECM. What is the endoplasmic reticulum? The endoplasmic reticulum is a series of interconnected membranes that are contiguous with the nuclear membrane, um, nuclear envelope. What is the function of lysosomes? To digest material, whether that's foreign material or damaged slash unneeded organelles. What is the function of connective tissue? It's going to um, support. It supports the body. It's going to is this like provide the framework for epithelial cells to function and provide various materials that make up the ECM. What is endoplasmic reticulum? A series of interconnected membranes that are contiguous with the nuclear envelope. What is the Golgi apparatus's function? It serves to it's to receive, package, modify, sort uh, proteins and lipids for transport. Those modifications can direct it toward specific places in the cell, such as in or outside of the cell, as well as to the ER of the cell. What is the function of connective tissue? Um, it's going to support the body, provide a framework for epithelial cells to function, and secrete various materials that make up the ECM. What is the function of lysosomes to digest material, whether foreign material or uh, damaged slash unneeded organelles? What is the function of connective tissue? To support the this is gonna support the body, provide the framework for epithelial cells to function, and secrete various molecules that make up the ECM. What is the endoplasmic reticulum? It's a series of interconnected membranes that are contiguous with the nuclear envelope. And finally, for the final time, uh, it's gonna be So it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna support the body. It's going to provide the framework for epithelial cells to function, and it's going to secrete various molecules that make up the ECM. Okay, that is so crazy. 23. Oh, I didn't even realize. I didn't realize if my camera froze. Hold up. Let's see if I can fix it. Okay, let me look. Let me take one last look at this deck before I fully give up on it, because I want to like on the when I say on the give up on the deck, I mean like doing bio, because maybe today's just not the day. Not just it's just not. It might just not be the day for bio. Um, as much as I wanted to do it, I don't know if I have the. I don't know if I have the brain power to do it. Um, we're missing. These cards, I think genuinely might be on the same level, but it's okay. We genuinely need to get through it. So babies need more sleep. Persistent trouble falling, insomnia. Treatments for insomnia include um, cognitive behavioral therapy, I think, and what else? Oh, medication, psychological training, and lifestyle changes. Okay. Um, what is this one? I forgot. Narcolepsy is when you stop breathing while you're. Is this it's not sleep apnea, right? Is it? Oh, it is. Actually, I wasn't that sure. Indications of sleep apnea include um, snoring and morning fatigue. Okay. Hypnosis is an example of an induced state of consciousness. People that undergo are typically susceptible to suggestion and exhibit high alpha waves. Memories that incorporate hypnotizers' false memories. Training to self regulate your attention and awareness. Meditation. So, when individuals can't help the narcolepsy, treatments for insomnia include medication, psychological training, and what's that last one? Lifestyle changes. People who regularly meditate have more control over their attention. Psychoactive drugs can alter our consciousness and perception. I knew it was consciousness and something. Indications of sleep apnea include uh, snoring and um, snoring and hmm, snoring and fatigue in the morning after waking up. Hypnosis is an example of an induced state of consciousness. Meditation, medication, psychological training, and lifestyle changes. Uh, have more control over their attention. I don't remember these. Depressants, stimulants, hallucinogens, and opiates slash opioids. Okay. Common depressant drugs are alcohol. Uh, is it barbiturates? And I don't know. I don't know the last one. Alcohol, barbiturates, and benzodiazepines. Psychoactive drugs can alter our consciousness and perception. Common effects of depressants include, oh my god, these stupid lists. Decreasing decreasing brain activity. That makes sense. Decreasing brain activity, decreasing heart rate. Okay. Decreased processing speed. I might rearrange this so I can memorize it better by grouping it. Um okay. So we have like basically it could just go from top to bottom now. So decreased brain activity, decreased processing speed, decreased heart rate, blood pressure, and vasodilation at low concentrations, and vasoconstriction at high concentrations. I wonder why that is. Um, Depressants, stimulants, hallucinogens, and opiates slash opioids, alcohol, barbiturates, and benzodiazepines. Um, Induce sleep and reduce anxiety. Um, I think benzo. Oh no, damn. Benzodiazepines enhance the brain's response to GABA, induce sleep, and reduce anxiety. Drugs that excite the stimulants. The common stimulants include, I don't know, caffeine, amphetamines, methamphetamines, MDMA, cocaine, and nicotine. The common effects of depressants include So decreased CNS activity, decreased processing speed, decreased blood pressure, decreased heart rate, and vasodilation at low concentration and vasoconstriction at high concentrations. Used to induce sleep. This is barbiturates. Benzodiazepine effects. Um, it's going to cause. It's going to induce sleep. It's going to reduce anxiety, and something about GABA. Enhance the brain's response to GABA. Um, are drugs that, oh brother, distort perceptions, dilate pupils, heighten sensations, increase connectedness, and cause mood swings. No, this is like distort perceptions, dilate pupils, heighten sensations, increase connectedness, and cause mood swings. Distort perceptions, dilate pupils, cause mood swings. Distort perceptions, dilate pupils, heighten sensations, increase connectedness. Okay. Distort perceptions, dilate pupils, uh, increase connectedness, mood swings, heighten sensations. Distort perceptions, dilate pupils, heighten sensations, increase connectedness, and cause mood swings. Oh my god. This is like it's like list after list. I hate it. I knew I was gonna hate this part, bro. I knew it I was gonna hate it. Okay, so um distort perceptions, dilate pupils, heighten sensations, increase connectedness, and cause mood swings. Okay, all right, we might have it. The common stimulants include uh, The common stimulants include, they literally got me. Uh, Caffeine, amphetamines, methamphetamines, MDMA, cocaine, nicotine. Stop playing with me. Yo, bar for bar. Nice. I like that. Treatments for insomnia include medication, psychological treatment, and uh, lifestyle changes. Meditation, snoring, and morning fatigue after a full night's rest. Uh, you're gonna have decreased central nervous system activity, uh, decreased processing speed, um, decreased blood pressure, decreased heart rate, and you're gonna be vasodilated. Oh no, yeah, vasodilated at low concentrations and vasoconstricted at high concentrations. Benzodiazepine effects. Um, it's gonna reduce anxiety, induce sleep, and reduce or increase the brain's response to GABA. They have better control of their attention. Is an example of an induced state of consciousness. Can alter our consciousness and perception. Sleep apnea. Depressants, stimulants, hallucinogens, and opiates/opioids. Narcolepsy. Distort perceptions, dilate pupils, uh, heighten sensation, increase connectedness, and cause mood swings. More susceptible to suggestion and exhibit alpha waves. Barbiturates. Opioids are opioids. I'm gonna say natural. Damn. Opiates low key does sound more natural, I guess. Okay. Um, these are okay. All right, buddy. What? Um, so depressant stimulants, um, hallucinogens. Oh, this is probably the opioid. Okay. Then we just established that. Suspend. Cannabis can act as a stimulant, depressant, or hallucinogen. That's funny. Um, Opiates are synthetic. Opiates are natural. Stimulants. MDMA can act as a probably stimulant or depressant or something like that. Stimulant or hallucinogen. The common depressant drugs are alcohol, barbiturates, and benzodiazepines. Um, barbiturates reduce memory, judgment, and concentration. Methadone inhibits adenosine receptors and can disrupt sleep. Caffeine, opiates, um, memories that you learn from being hypnotized. I don't know. Incorporate hypnotizers' expectations. Drugs can alter psychedelic. Oh, psychoactive. Can act as a stimulant or hallucinogen. Barbiturates are used to induce sleep and reduce anxiety. Um, barbiturates. Oh my god, bro! Please, no way, no way! I get that wrong. Treatments for insomnia include. Oh my god! I only have 6 cards left. I'm so excited. Treatments for insomnia include psychological treatment, medication, and lifestyle changes. Adverse side effects include reduced memory, judgment, and attention. Oh, concentration. Common stimulants include uh, caffeine, amphetamines, methamphetamines, MDMA, cocaine, and nicotine. False memories are memories that incorporate the hypnotizer suggestions. Oh, damn. Can psychoactive stimulants that increase uh, increase brain activity, increase blood pressure, increase heart rate, and vasodilate. Enhance the brain's like response to GABA, benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines can uh, increase the brain's response to GABA, induce sleep, and reduce anxiety. Reduce memory, judgment, and concentration. Uh, Hallucinogens. Opiates can cause drugs that distort perceptions, dilate the pupils, increase sensation or heighten sensation, increase connectedness, and cause mood swings. Memories that incorporate the hypnotizer's expectations, even when not intended. Barbiturates. Um, it's used to fend off addiction. Caffeine. Uh, it inhibits adenosine receptors and can prevent sleep, disrupt sleep. Um, it's gonna I don't know. I'm gonna say decrease CNS activity, decrease blood pressure, decrease heart rate, act as an as an analgesic and vasodilate. Thank God. Inhibits adenosine receptor and can disrupt sleep. Common effects of depressants include um, common effects of depressants include um, decreased CNS activity, decreased heart rate, decreased blood pressure, um, decreased processing speed, and it's gonna vasodilate at low concentrations and vasoconstrict at high ones. Meditation, snoring, and morning fatigue after full night's rest. Better control of their attention. Stimulants are drugs that increase CNS activity, increase blood pressure, increase heart rate, and vasodilate. Uh, Hallucinogens, depressants, stimulants, and opiates/opiates is an example of an induced state of consciousness. Benzodiazepines, uh, barbiturates can alter our consciousness and perception, that incorporate that hypnotize expectations even when not intended. Um, Benzodiazepine effects are um, it's gonna decrease. It's gonna increase the brain's response to GABA, reduce anxiety, and induce sleep. Fend off addiction. Barbiturates, a stimulant, depressant, or hallucinogen. Caffeine, synthetic, natural. Opiates, stimulant or hallucinogen. It's gonna decrease CNS activity, decrease blood pressure, decrease heart rate, act as an analgesic and vasodilate. Caffeine is gonna inhibit adenosine receptors and can disrupt sleep. Benzodiazepines, um, treatments for insomnia include um, alright, um, Insomnia includes this is gonna be psychological psychological training, um, medications, and lifestyle changes. Barbiturates are used to induce sleep and reduce anxiety. Uh, Caffeine, amphetamines, methamphetamines, MDMA, nicotine, cocaine. Adverse side effects of barbiturates include reduced sleep. No, bro. Yeah, I think I need to go to bed. Reduced memory, judgment, and concentration. Psychoactive. Hallucinogens are drugs that um, distort perceptions, dilate pupils, uh, heighten sensations, increase connectedness, and cause mood swings. Hallucinogens incorporate the hypnotizer suggestions. I mean expectations. Stimulants are drugs that increase CNS activity, um, increase CNS activity, increase heart rate, increase blood pressure, and um, and vasodilate, used to fend off addiction, barbiturates, inhibit adenosine and disrupt sleep, decrease CNS activity, decrease blood pressure, decrease heart rate, um, act as analgesic and vasodilate. Benzodiazepines enhance the brain's response to GABA, induce sleep, and reduce anxiety. All right, guys, I finally finished that. Um, okay, hold up. All right, now let's set up our passage. Um, let's set up our passage so we can wrap up. Uh, let's see. I thought I had a tab open already, but Yeah, I was wrong. Um, Notepad. Okay, maybe it wasn't on that one. Jack Weston. What? How is that even possible? Am I not logged in anywhere? Like, where am I logged in? All right, question bank. Okay. Um, Now I'm gonna switch over to the passage. All right, there you go.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbit of Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
This is just like, that's crazy. There's no way that's the answer. The idea that the wealthy can afford to be highly educated. Like, what does that even have to do with anything? Is logically incoherent. I don't know if that's what they're saying though. I don't think that's what they're saying. That's not what they're saying at all. Okay, I think I'm done. 9:42. That's not too bad. Let's see. Okay. Um, bro, no way. No way, bro. That's the point. That's the point that he's making, bro. Oh, I didn't get that. I thought it was just like a big area. I was picturing like a big area. All right. I mean, 69% accuracy for most people. Okay. Ugh. Okay. All right. Well, uh, thank you everyone for being here with me for the last 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's going to be the end of the stream. I hope everyone has a